So I gave a presentation earlier this week on a framework called Streamlit for Python users group, and I wanted to kind of quickly put together a kind of a video to talk about some of the things that we talked about in that presentation. So one of the things I found really interesting when I was doing some research around Python was there's this framework called Streamlit that makes it very easy to build web applications just using Python. And so one of the issues I think a lot of people run into when they are trying to create a web application, like an interactive web application for the first time, is that there's a lot of tooling involved a lot of times when it comes time to actually kind of create a web application and make it interactive. If you're using frameworks, especially in the JavaScript Node ecosystem, there's all this tooling for doing transpiling and bundling and all that sort of thing. And for a lot of people, they have the data and they want to make the data available to the users very easily. For like creating dashboards. It's kind of painful to try to go through and figure out, okay, which libraries and frameworks do I use in order to put this stuff together. So I wanted to kind of real quickly show you how easy it is to actually build a web application using this framework Streamlit. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And if we look over here, I actually have the web page here for Streamlit. And you can see right here, it's not just a framework, but it's also a company and a service that you can use. You can actually host your applications using Streamlit. But they have all the documentation for it right here on their website. So I wanted to kind of show quickly how easy it is to actually build a web application. So I'm going to come over here to my terminal. I'm using Warp here as my terminal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Conda to activate an environment that I already created for being able to do Streamlit. So if you want to use Streamlit, I would highly suggest if you're using Python to either use a virtual environment or a tool like Conda to kind of set up an environment that you want to use. But what I'm going to go ahead and do now that I've got this Conda environment set up is I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I have Streamlit installed. So to do that, all you have to do is do a pip install Streamlit. And that should go ahead and install the framework if you don't already have it installed. I happen to have it already installed, so we don't really have to worry about that. So the next step is you want to create a Python application. So I went ahead and I've already created one here called helloworld.py. And what I've done is I've imported in the Streamlit library as st. So what I can do now is I can go ahead and create, let's say, a header or headline for this. I can say st.title, and we can see a Copilot's actually already kind of creating thing. I'm going to use code completion here, and I'm just going to say my Streamlit app. And now that I've done that, it's also giving me the option to write out, do an st-write hello world. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. Save. Now to run this, all I have to do is come back to the terminal here, and I can say Streamlit run hello world or world.py. And when I do that, it automatically comes in here and creates a web page with the application running. So what's nice about this is that if I want to, I can come in here and I can start making changes. I can say hello world app. And then if we look over here, one of the things that we'll see is that it's already created some changes here to the top with these different menu buttons. So it's noticed that there's a file change, and it gives me the option to rerun this page, or I can just hit always rerun. And what that'll do is every time I make a change and save it to the Python file, it'll automatically be reflected. I'm just going to go ahead and hit rerun here, and we can see that this is added in here the change that I just made. So I want to come back here to this, and I want to make a couple more changes here. So I want to add a button, and so one of the things that's also nice about Streamlit is there's all these different components that are already built in. So if you need to do like a form or some type of user interface, add sliders, toggles, that's all built into Streamlit. But I just want to create a button here that does something very simple. So I'm going to come in here and say if st button, click me, that works. And I'm going to make a change here. I'm going to say, I want to create a placeholder. So I'm going to say success placeholder. And I'm going to make that equal to st.empty. And then basically that just creates a empty placeholder. And now that I've done that, I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to use the auto suggest here where it says success.button clicked. And now I'm going to do one other thing here. I'm actually going to import in time. So I'm going to import in time. And the reason why I'm doing that is I want to actually put a timer in here that we can use so that once I've added this element into my page, I want to have it basically be removed. So now that I've done that, let's hit escape. I'll come back down here. I'm going to say time or time sleep. And let's make that 5 seconds. And now that I've done that, I'm going to come back to the success placeholder and I'm going to have that be equal to empty. So I'm going to save that. And now we can see here in the web page, it's recognized as a change. I'm going to hit rerun. And here we have the click me. And I'm just going to go hit click me. And there we can see that the button has been clicked. But the real power with Streamlit really comes when it comes to working with data and being able to display data. And so one of the things that's very nice about Streamlit is it comes out of the box working really well with Pandas. So Pandas is a very popular framework in the Python ecosystem for working with tables or data frames. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come back into here and I'm going to get rid of this button. I don't need that anymore. And I'm going to come back up here to the top. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to import in Pandas as PD, and I'm also going to come in here. I'm going to say PD dot read CSV because I have a CSV file here that I want to use, and the CSV file is actually it's already here in my project here. I'm going to say people data dot CSV. And I do want to make that a data frame here. So I have that data frame here. And I'm going to use the st.write function here just to output that data frame that I just created. So, whoops. So that should be all I need to do. Now if I come here and I save this, I come here and rerun it. We can see I have gotten an error because I have not imported in Pandas correctly. So let me try this again. I'm just going to make sure that I have this installed correctly. Oh, you know what? I did have it installed correctly. I just did not name the file correctly here. So let me try this read CSV again. And all right, even I have bugs sometimes when I write my code. Okay, so here we can see this change here, and now we've got the data table in here. And you can see what's nice about this is that I really didn't have to do anything other than just write this data frame out, and now I've got not only these columns here in the table sortable, I can actually grab the column and move it. I come in here, I can do a search, I can look for a specific field. It's all comes built in with Streamlit. So that's basically kind of Streamlit in a nutshell with a very quick kind of introduction. Hopefully I'll have a longer video from the actual presentation that I gave earlier this week, but I wanted to give the rest of you a chance to kind of see what Streamlit's all about. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, you can give it a thumbs down, but I prefer a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Thanks.